Have you ever felt forgotten? Have you ever had moments when everything seemed to go wrong? Imagine being sold, sent to prison unjustly, and yet becoming one of the most important people in the entire country. Yes, this is the story of Joseph, son of Jacob, who seemed to have lost everything, but never stopped trusting God. And guess what? God turned his sorrow into victory. Joseph was very loved by his father, Jacob. He had many brothers, but Joseph was the favorite. His father even gave him a colorful coat, a beautiful one, and that made his brothers really jealous. And to make it worse, God started speaking to Joseph through dreams. In one dream, he saw bundles of wheat bowing down to his bundle. In another dream, the sun, the moon, and 11 stars were bowing down to him. When Joseph told his dreams to his brothers, they got furious. They couldn't accept the idea of bowing down to him one day. One day, Joseph went to visit his brothers in the field. When they saw him coming, they started making a terrible plan. "Here comes that dreamer," they said. Then they grabbed Joseph and threw him into a deep, empty well. But it didn't stop there. They sold Joseph as a slave to some men who were traveling to Egypt. Just imagine. Joseph was scared, sad, alone, going to a strange country. But you know what? Even with all that, he never stopped trusting God. When Joseph arrived in Egypt, he was bought by Potiphar, a very important man, the captain of the king's guard. Joseph, even as a slave, did everything with care, excellence, and love. He knew that God was with him and kept doing the right thing without complaining. Potiphar soon noticed that everything Joseph did worked out. God was with him. So Potiphar put Joseph in charge of his entire house. But one day, Potiphar's wife tried to make Joseph disobey God. She wanted him to do something very wrong. But Joseph ran away. He ran because he knew that obeying God is always the best choice. Even so, she lied and made Potiphar believe that Joseph had done something terrible. And guess what? Joseph was thrown into prison, even though he had done nothing wrong. In prison, Joseph didn't get sad or angry. He kept doing good, helping others, and obeying God. The prison guard noticed that Joseph was different. God made everything work out, even inside the prison. And once again, Joseph was put in charge of the other prisoners. One day, 2 of the king's workers were sent to prison, the cupbearer and the baker. They both had strange dreams and were very worried because they didn't know what the dreams meant. Then Joseph said, "God can help me explain your dreams." And God showed Joseph what they meant. The baker's dream was bad. He was going to die. But the cupbearer had good news. He would be released and go back to work for the king. Before the cupbearer left, Joseph asked, "Please, don't forget about me. Tell the king about me." But guess what? The cupbearer forgot Joseph, and Joseph stayed in prison for 2 more years. But even then, Joseph never stopped trusting God. Then one day, something incredible happened. The king of Egypt, an Egyptian man, white-skinned with a beard and a golden crown, had 2 strange dreams. In the first dream, he saw 7 fat, healthy cows. But suddenly, 7 skinny, ugly cows came and ate the fat cows. In the second dream, he saw 7 full, healthy heads of grain. Then, 7 dry, ugly heads of grain swallowed up the good ones. The king was very worried. He called all the magicians, wise men, and fortune-tellers in Egypt. But no one could explain the dreams. That's when the cupbearer, after 2 years, finally remembered Joseph. He ran to the king and said, "Your Majesty, when I was in prison, I met a man who explained my dream, and everything happened exactly as he said." The king immediately sent for Joseph. Joseph came out of prison, cleaned up, put on his Egyptian clothes, and stood in front of the king. The king looked at him and asked, "Can you tell me what these dreams mean?" And Joseph answered, "I cannot, but God can." Then God showed Joseph the meaning of the dreams. Joseph explained, "Both dreams mean the same thing. God is warning that there will be 7 years of plenty with lots of food. After that, there will be 7 years of terrible famine, and if no one prepares, many people will suffer." Joseph also gave the king wise advice. Choose someone wise to store food during the good years, so everyone will have enough during the years of famine. The king was so impressed with Joseph's wisdom that he said, "If God has shown you all this, then there is no one as wise as you. From now on, you will be the governor of all Egypt. Only I, the king, will be above you." Unbelievable. That young man who had been sold, who had been in prison, was now the most powerful man in Egypt after the king. And all of this happened because Joseph never stopped obeying God, even in the hardest times. Joseph organized everything perfectly. During the 7 good years, he filled the storehouses with food. And when the famine came, people from all over the world came to Egypt to buy food. Even his brothers came. They didn't know that the powerful governor was Joseph. When they found out, they were terrified, thinking Joseph would get revenge. But Joseph, full of God's love, chose to forgive. He said, "Don't be afraid. God turned all of this into something good to save many lives." What a wonderful story. Just imagine if Joseph had chosen to disobey God back then. None of this would have happened. Joseph learned, and we learn today too, that obeying God is always, always, always the best choice. So never forget, read your Bible every day, pray every day, talk to God, and above all, obey Him. When we obey, God takes care of us, guides our steps, and turns sad things into amazing victories. Oh, and if you want to keep learning more wonderful stories from the Bible, make sure to subscribe to our channel, Bible for Little Kids. Leave your like, share this video with your friends, and turn on the bell so you don't miss any stories. See you in the next video, and may God bless you a lot.